I'm going to demonstrate how to make a vegan recipe called Pita pizza. Basically, it's pizza that uses a pita as the crust. So normally with this kind of pita, you would cut it down the middle and use each side as a pita pocket. But in this recipe, I'm actually going to take a knife and cut it down the side to make two pieces. So this is a kid-friendly recipe after you do this part. So I'm simply just going to take the knife and just go along the side. This is the most time-consuming part of the recipe other than actually cooking it. So just want to use the very edge of the knife right here, and you want to try to get it pretty even. And there you go. So now we have two pieces. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just going to demonstrate one side on video, then I'll do the other side and stick both of them in the oven. A little bit of olive oil. I'm okay with using olive oil in a cooked vegan recipe as long as you're not frying it. When I fry stuff, I like to use coconut oil because when you heat olive oil at high temperatures, it renders it toxic, but if I'm just going to bake something like this, then I'll go ahead and use olive oil. So I'm just going to take the olive oil and just brush it on this side of the pita pocket. It's what would be the inside of it is now the top. And what this is going to do is it's going to help the bread just kind of harden up a little bit as it bakes. Kind of makes it crispy. So this is like a super thin crust pizza. So now I'm going to take a little bit of tomato paste. You can use pizza sauce, tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, whatever you want. I like to use tomato paste in this recipe. So it's going to just get the tomato paste on the pita pocket. I'm just going to use a spoon to kind of evenly distribute it over the olive oil, just like you would a pizza. And you don't want the tomato paste on there too thick. You want to just get like a nice thin coat of it on there, because you don't want to be taking like a big bite of the tomato paste. You want to feel the crunch or the crispy crust in the vegetables. Taste the vegetables. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic powder on top. You can put whatever pizza type spices you want on there. I need to wipe my finger off because I got tomato paste on it. And I need to grab the nutritional yeast while I'm over here. Nutritional yeast is a vegan's best friend. Nutritional yeast is basically a vegan cheese powder. It's an inactive yeast, so you can use as much of it as you want, and I, like many vegans, use it in almost everything. Alright, so I sprinkled some nutritional yeast on there. That will give it kind of a cheesy flavor, that vegan cheesy flavor. And now I'm just going to put toppings on. So I went ahead and made some diced onion here, and green pepper, and mushrooms. You can use whatever toppings you want. Obviously, black olives, different kinds of peppers, jalapeno, whatever you want. Whatever you want. So, I think I'm going to start out with just a little bit of onion. A little bit of onion on there. Actually, a lot of onion. I like onion, so I kind of want it like a little extra oniony. And then some green pepper. And now for the mushrooms. And before you put the toppings on, you want to preheat the oven to 350. Forgot to do that. It's alright. I didn't want to have the oven on while I had plastic on the top of the stove because my cutting area is still messy from when I did all this. So preheat the oven, and then you put the toppings on. Just a little bit of mushrooms, nothing too crazy here. Alrighty then. Also, you can use Daya as opposed to nutritional yeast if you want to. So there's one side of it. I went ahead and got a pan with foil on it, and I'm going to go ahead and use a spatula to put it on there. And I'll go ahead and do this side, put it next to it, and then put it in the oven and bake it for about 10-15 minutes until the pita gets crispy like a pizza crust would. So I got both sides done, and I'm just going to stick it in the oven on 350 for about 10 or 15 minutes, as long as it takes for the crust to get crispy. And we'll see what we got. So there you have it, vegan pita pizza. You can either just eat it like that, or you can go ahead and slice it into little slices. That is good. So that's about it. The pita pizza came out pretty well. The crust is nice and crispy. If you don't want to cut it in half, you can use a whole pita, just be a bit thicker. You can use other vegan cheese as opposed to the nutritional yeast like Daya, teas, etc. You can use actual pizza sauce or whatever kind of tomato sauce you want as opposed to tomato paste. Any toppings you want. And yeah, so that's about it. It's a pretty simple, quick, easy, cheap vegan recipe.